Asia, and I wanted to talk about Bad Boys, episode 4, DR. We need to have a house meeting because some of these niggas gotta go home, okay? And I hate to do it. I really hate to do it because Cozy, you my man. I love that accent, okay? Ooh, Lord knows I do. But I need you to leave, okay? I need you to pack your stuff and I need you to come home. Just come home because you flopping. All right, you flopping down, and I hate it for you. I hate it for you, babes. But Ant, Ant looked like Andre 3000, and I love that for him. He is attractive, he missing a couple teeth on the side. But I'm getting really sick and tired of y'all just being there and not doing anything. Shaq has done more than y'all. The two niggas that was forced to fight each other. You know what I mean? Um, I'm sick of it. Can I say that? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of y'all. Okay, sick, 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 sick of it. But anyway, so this episode was all over the place. I hate it when Zeus like goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I'm gonna try to make it as like in order or like so I'm not having to go back and forth. So it starts where it left off. Jada had just fought Island Boy. Island Boy had hurt his leg, his like hamstring. So Island Boy's sitting outside. Island Boy's arguing with Paris. Paris is kind of going back and forth like, why, you my best friend, you my brother, that my big brother, what going on? Obviously Paris don't talk like that, but that was kind of like the energy that was given. And so I was just like, Paris, babes, I need you to calm down. I need you to calm down. Somebody get her a cigarette right now. Okay, get her a black and mild, get her whatever. I need you to calm down. Um, so yeah, like Paris is just kind of going back and forth. Paris is arguing with Island Boy. Paris goes in the house and it's just like it was funny when John said, Get her a cigarette, get him a cigarette." I'm like, absolutely, we need you to calm down. That tobacco is gonna get you right, babe. But Paris goes in the house and Paris is talking to Jada and Jada is just like, um, I'm not gonna, like you're asking me if I can have a conversation with Island Boy. The answer is no. The only conversation I need to have with Island Boy is with my fist, where I'm pummeling that bitch. But I get it. I get it. Jada feels like Island Boy came in and lied. Island Boy feels like Jada is not a real bitch. It just kind of is what it is. If they want to fight, then they want to fight. Island Boy has to obviously get himself better. I will say last episode, I don't know what it was because I did enjoy Island Boy when he was on, the Bobby dating show. Last episode I did not enjoy him. This episode I enjoyed him so freaking much. I just feel like I really need to see his personality. But I like him. I like Jada. I hope that they get it together because I really want them to be walking around there whooping bitches. Okay, I want them as a team. But I like Paris, but Paris is just doing way too much. But I do understand that, like, if I had two really good friends and we're in this house full of chaos and fight this horror house and it's just fights breaking out everywhere, I would want my two best bitches to be with me because what's going on, and they fight each other. So it's like that is just crazy. And mind you, they only are feasting off of knuckle sandwiches and liquor. So they're like, it's crazy right now. Okay, the cigarette will quite literally bring them back down. So, anyways, um, Shadi, decides to ask Jada, do you have like an issue? Is there like an issue that you can get out? Shadi, I need you to stop. I need you to stop. I'm begging you to stop. Can you stop? Shadi keeps on doing this thing where they go up to where he goes up to Jada. Ask Jada, are you ready? You got an issue? You want to fight? You want to fight? When I tell you that is probably the worst question ask Jada. I swear to God. Every time it's gonna be a yes. Like you will be better off asking Jada, like, oh, how's your day going? How are you? Um, would you like a cigarette? Like, why do you keep asking this person that always wants to fight if they are ready to fight? When I tell you that Jada has the stamina of a fucking bull, the way that he has fought 87 times, I'm not joking, and keeps fighting, and keeps fighting, and keeps fighting. And not even one person, different niggas. It's crazy. This day, this day, Jada fought Noel early in the morning before he had breakfast, before he had coffee. And then he went and he fought Shotty. And I think he fought somebody else. But then he fought Island Boy. And now he's fighting Shotty again. Like, it's crazy. The amount of people that he has laid his hands on in this day. Not even this 24 hours, because they probably wouldn't, they slept for 8 hours, you know what I mean? And they not even over yet. It's crazy. He fought this nigga in the pool. He fought next to the pool. He fought upstairs in the phone booth room. He fought in the living room. He's fighting in the living room again. Like, I don't know why you keep asking him this, Shotty. Why do you keep asking him this? Anyways, so after they fight, because he whoops his ass, it kind of goes back to Paris and Lynx is just going crackhead on Paris. I'm just like, Paris, I don't know if he's gonna bite your face. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I just need Lynx to calm down. I need them to get him some Narcan or something. I just need him to calm down. I need you to calm down, babe. I swear to God. But Paris goes in there with So okay, this is kind of going in order, but Paris goes in there with Jada, and Paris is just like, I'm never gonna stop fighting this bitch. It is what it is. So Paris and Lynx, they go outside with Island Boy, and they help Island Boy up to his room because Island Boy, his legs messed up. He literally can't even walk. So back into the little, like, living room area. I don't know if his name is Tremaine, Sace, Blue, whatever, Sid, I don't know, but the tall, lanky nigga. He is talking to everybody, and they're kind of talking about his issue with John, and he's just like, look, if he want to run it, he can run it. I don't know what it is. Is it something in the water? Is it something in the liquor? Y'all keep doing this thing where y'all are hurt and y'all cannot whoop these dudes. And I'm not saying that John is just gonna come in there and whoop Sace's ass every time, but John can do something with Sace. You know what I mean? So for Sace to be like, or Blue, whatever, Tremaine, for them to be like, oh, I'm gonna run it with him every time. And he own that. And your eye messed up. And you also don't want to fight him because your eye messed up. You talking about some, oh, I'm a model or whatever. I don't want to do that. And you just arguing back and forth with him. It's getting on my nerves. It's really getting on my nerves. It's gonna get on my nerves in a couple. I'm gonna tell y'all why. But anyway, so Lingus gets up and he's like, look, my hand is messed up. They're having to wrap my hand every time I fight. If I would say something like, nigga, that's your problem. But he's telling, like, Say's like, they have to wrap my hand every time I fight, but you are sitting over there talking about your eye. You don't need to see. Just throw them hands. That's basically what he was saying. I'm like, that's crackhead energy. You cannot get. I would be like, get him away from me. Get him away from me right now. But I understand. I kind of understand what he's saying. Like, you sitting over here wearing these shades so that you can cover your black eye, and I'm sitting over here. Any nigga that want it, I run it with them. You know what I mean? So I get what he's saying. I definitely, definitely, definitely get what he's saying. Um, and then like, Sage just kind of says like, oh, you always want to run it with other people, but you don't really want to run it with me. Anyway, so then Sace kind of, I mean, not Sace, John asks Jada like, okay, so who are you gonna run with tomorrow? Because Jada was like, I'm gonna go to sleep, and whoever guy points me in that direction, I'm gonna run it with them. I would have took that as a threat, and I would have called the police. I'm so sorry, I would have had to. Hold on. You gotta have an issue with somebody, Jada. Like, I need you to be running off a principle, so I know how to stay on your good side. If you just waking up and you just like, somebody gonna point me in the way, and it's just gonna be anybody. That's not okay for me. But anyway, so they kind of like split up a little bit, and they go into their own separate things. They do like their little confessions, or not confession. They do their little group, speaking. So it was Island Boy, Jonadon, Noel, and Shotty. They're just in there talking, and they're basically just kind of catching Island Boy up. And John is basically like, I'm just getting a little annoyed with everybody talking about some like, because he said this downstairs too. He was just, I'm getting annoyed with people talking about some like, I'm fighting people and then I'm cool with them. Like, we get our issue out. Honestly, that just shows how immature you are. And this is like nowhere near mature, the whole situation, but to be able to fight somebody, physically put your hands on somebody, and they be like, you know what, we got it, we done. In this type of scenario, in this world, this is the only time I'll ever say this. I understand it. Like, girl, I just fought you. There ain't no need to keep going again. Unless the issue arises again. But like, if we can just get it over with and just do it, I understand what they're saying. Lynx is like, well, I mean, I did do that with Shake because John's like, yeah, you did that too, Lynx. Lynx was like, yeah, I mean, me and Shake. And then the boy's like, you from Philly? You from Philly? No, no, you from Philly. And I'm like, okay. And what does that mean? Okay, every nigga from Philly ain't got heart. But it was a fun conversation, like they're just sitting, honestly, they were like having a really good time. Oh, Shotty wasn't in that one. It was just Noel and Lynx and them. So Shotty is in a conversation with Corey and Ant. And want to see Anne is just really, really attractive. And I honestly like, I don't know what scene, what frame it was, but I was like, oh my gosh, Shotty has really pretty eyes. Shotty can stay. Lynx, you gotta go. I'm so sorry. I would take Corey over Lynx. I'm not Lynx. Ant. These niggas are getting confused in my mind. But and you gotta go. I'm so sorry, you gotta go. You're not doing nothing. And I feel like in this moment, because they're talking about a lot of stuff, they're talking about Jada. I don't really care. These conversations that they be having, like the little side ones, they be boring sometimes. But and I think that my problem with him is that not that he's not a fighter, but that even in you not fighting, just like with Paris, Paris isn't fighting, but Paris got a personality. I don't think that Ant has a personality to kind of stand out like that. Um, and also you can just tell he don't want to be like fighting with people just for no reason. So I'm so sorry you got to go. And also, where's Cozy? Where's Cozy? Where's Cozy? All right, because he ain't in my bed. But yeah, they had that conversation, and the camera was doing like this really weird thing where they was like panning towards Ant's face, and Ant is like literally getting talked over while he's in this conversation with them. And I'm just like, oh, I just feel so bad for him. But then they kind of talk about why Corey was like doing a front flip, back flip, side flip when his hand was supposed to be broken. And he's like, oh, well, I was just able to do it. You asked me how I did it, I just did it. But anyway, so they go to the basketball court. It's Cozy. Cozy look good. I want him off the screen because he boring and everything. And he not boring. He not add nothing. Other than that weird dancing he was doing, I was like, girl, what the hell you doing? But Cozy's fine. Dear God, that man's fine. But then like so Cozy, Shaq, and Noel, they're already hooping or whatever, hooping, and then what is it, Shoddy and Ant, they kind of come down, and Ant is like, I'm like, did you snort something? Did you do something? Like Ant is like on one. Ant is on one, and is it just me or was Shoddy kind of like looking at Cozy a little like, I don't know, cause I feel like sometimes when they are having conversations, they do try and like puff their chest up and be like, I mean, it is what it is. If they didn't want to run it again, he gonna run it again because that is what it is. And I feel like that's what he was doing, but it also seemed like he was like kind of looking at my man. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? But it seemed like Cozy was ready to go. And I'm like, yeah, you need to go ahead and pack your bags and get ready to go because you're boring as hell. But they stopped doing that. And then the next scene was Lynx and Pootie. So Pootie was Lynx, Pootie, and Sace. So Sace walked up. And they're just sitting over there eating and they're just like talking about Jada. Jada walks up and Jada is like, I mean, Pootie asked Jada, like, did you really say that about me and my man? Not even in a confrontational way, just being like, hey, did you say this because you are my, like, good girl? Like, what are you talking about? And Jada's like, no, I did not say that. Island Boy was lying. It just kind of is what it is. Um, Honestly, other than that, nothing really happens. They said that they're gonna have to go to like, or they are going to a little water park, jet ski, something later. So they leave, they disperse. Jada has a conversation with Sapphire Blaze, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. After that, Paris, Island Boy, and Corey, they're all sitting around like the pool, and they're just talking. It looked like they really are having a good time. And then John comes out and Landon comes out, and they're just all doing like bad boy shot o'clock or whatever they call it. And they just having like a really good time. They're having like a really good conversation. And then Landon goes somewhere. I don't know where Landon went, but Landon just wasn't there. But out comes Lynx. Dun dun. And Lynx is on one. Lynx is like, look, you took a picture of me, and I did actually see this. I was like, I don't know what the picture was of. Um, I don't know what the picture was of. But Lynx is like, you took a picture of me, you sent it to somebody, you didn't know that I knew this person, they sent it to me, so I want it. I gotta have it. I need it. It was like a rumble in the jungle, baby. I tell you, all it took was for that. Landon, they fought. They did one round. Lynx is hopping around like a goddamn crungamungan. um, they just going round after round after round. Landon is like, nah, I need the nurse right now because no, no, no. Pootie jumped in and Pootie jumped him. John comes and gets Pootie and takes Pootie in the house. But Lynx doesn't realize that because Lynx is so amped up on whatever he amped up on, adrenaline or what. And like Pootie is just like, I'm not paying. Lindy is like, I need somebody right now to tie my hands. Lynx is going crazy. Lynx is like, if I don't get my hands on this nigga right now, I'm going to die. Okay, I need that. So Corey is outside and Corey is going crazy like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, why are you guys fighting? This is crazy. We're supposed to do an activity. Like when I tell you Corey, Corey had on this robe and his speedo. You were what you were. You do what you do. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. But Corey is like going off at the mouth like this is crazy, y'all doing too much, y'all crazy, y'all crazy, y'all crazy. And Pootie ends up popping him. And I'll just say this. I don't like it when Pootie does stuff like that because this is the second time that you don't went off on him for something that's like, but also our adrenaline's up and all I hear is you nagging me. All I hear is you nagging me in the back of my head. I hear you nagging me. That's gonna piss me off. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna pop you. So I got it. I definitely got it. I definitely understood it. So yeah, he pops him in his head. He pops him in his face. And they are still cool or whatever, but Corey is like, I'm arguing on behalf of your boyfriend. Why are you mad at me? I'm not understanding. I don't understand it, babes. But so yeah, they get into it. It's just like so many arguments and stuff, and so many like it's so much to keep a track of. But after that, Link starts getting on everybody. He's like, if if I was sitting over here getting jumped, which he did, why didn't anybody help me? And John is like, what are you talking about? I did help you. I got the nigga up off you, which is all the help I could offer, all the help I was willing to lend. Which honestly, I feel like it's fair. I don't know you at the end of the day. This is our what third day here? Jesus Christ, it's only 3 days. This is our third day here. Like I don't really know you like that. Me getting this dude up off you, like, and securing him so that you can fight your fight one on one is more than enough. And this is just me saying, this is more than enough. Like, Lynx wanted him to, like, jump in and fight with him. And I'm like, I don't think that that's necessary. Like, girl, just get him off of him. If they were beating him, like, really bad, then I can understand, like, nah, y'all can't be allowed to do that. But let's be honest, Pootie can't fight. Landon can hold his own, but he ain't just his fighter's fighter. The people trying to make him seem out to be. This is a side note. Is it just me or do the Now That's TV people once they get on Zeus, they really can't? Come on, they really can't bang like that. Okay, they ain't Big Bang or banging. I can't wait till Big Bang comes. I can't wait. Big Banger, come break a jaw. Because they said he broke Pootie's jaw, and I know he did. But anyways, I was just like, you doing too much. And John was kind of getting upset. Well, not upset. John was getting annoyed. It's just like, what's the issue? I pulled him off of you. That's more than enough. I don't know you, nigga. Um, oh, it's a lot of N words being said. But it was just a lot going on. They're just like, look, we just trying to go out. So as they're talking, they're sitting around. They're in front of the pool. They're outside. Landon somehow breaks free, and the way that Landon socked Lynx in his face and had that dude's head under the water and his feet up, it looked like I don't even know, like maybe somebody was breakdancing. And Landon was like, oh, and Lynx was like, I didn't want to get my shoes wet. Well, everything else from the neck up got wet. You know what I mean? Really, from the chest up got wet. I I'm like honestly, when Prince last season was sitting there and he was like outside on the grass and he like was squatting down and like he was in the position that they tell you to be in when you're in school and they could tell you cover your head for a storm, that I understand. At first I was like, girl, you doing too much. But honestly, I understand my like I would be in fight or flight mode and I wouldn't even been done nothing. I would just be sitting there. I would be sitting on the other side of the ocean watching them through a huge telescope and I would be like, this is a lot. Because this is just a lot like, oh my god. The fact that all their bodies are not broken is insane. Anyways, so Lynx is like on 10 and they fight again. They fight again. When I tell you that Lynx was like, you know what, I might not win, but I ain't gonna lose. And he got him. He got him. So Lynx he goes inside and Lynx decides to get Corey. And everything, everything just breaks. Pootie also jumps Lynx again. I'm like, Pootie, you gonna have to get them one on ones. I'm so sorry. I get it, I get it, but you gonna have to get them one on ones. So then outside, Sace and John are going at it, and I get it. John, like, because Jada was like, yeah, John is a dweeb. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. But they did say that, what's it called? That Sace and Jada was sleeping together, and I could definitely see that too. But honestly, I do think that John kind of does like a little bit too much, and he might only be fighting Sace because he know he can win. But I also think that he just really just doesn't like Sace. I really think that that's what it is. I haven't seen him duck any other phase, but I also haven't seen him like speak up to get another fade. So I can see what he's saying. Also, I mean, it just kind of is what it is. Like John, if you want him, not John, Stace, Tremaine, Blue, whatever his name is, if you want him to stop fighting you, then maybe you should shut the fuck up. That just really is what it is. Like maybe you should just stop talking and leave him alone. If you see him, just walk like you, just act like you don't see him. He already blacked your eye, so it's not gonna be that hard, babe. But he was just kind of getting on my nerves. I'm just like, what's the issue? Like you pressing it, it's kind of giving Shotty and Jada. Stace, you're pressing the issue with John, and you're wondering like, why are you pressing? It's like, girl, he didn't even say nothing to you. Unless I'm like not saying anything, I'm just like, girl, he didn't say anything to you. Anyways, so like dinner is on the floor. We see Links, and Links is like, I have to go to the hospital because his hand is broken. It is so ooh. So Cozy, my baby, Landon, Jada, Shoddy, Island Boy, and I think Noel, they get into a bus and they are going to go to the activity with the jet skis and everything, like the little water park. And they're just in there, they're just talking. And then we see Paris, Corey, Shoddy, John, what's his name? Blue, Tremaine, Sace, whatever his name is, and Shaq. We see them get into the other sprinter, and Shaq. I mean not Shaq. Tremaine, Blue, Sace is like, I do not want to sit in front of him. I mean he's not gonna sit behind me to John. So, and that this is what I'm saying. Like, I mean, maybe John could like steal off and like hit him or whatever. Cause I mean, Stranger Things have been on. Well, not that's not strange at all. They don't like each other. But I just feel like honestly, like Stace is kind of he pushing the issue. He even said something like, "Oh, I got something for you. We're gonna jump you." But then he kept on saying like he keeps on saying like to John, "Oh, but I can fight you. I can beat you. I can beat you up." If you can beat me up, then why you need five niggas? Hey, 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 maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not understanding. But if you can beat me up, then why do you need so many people? Why do you need Jonathan to get out of the pen? Okay, to help you. You don't know how to fight. That's why you got a black eye. All right. Anyways, so they just arguing and arguing. Says it's like he's trying to build up the courage or something. He don't want to sit down. I think that what he was saying was like, if I don't whip his ass, I mean if I don't try and like fight him, he never gonna stop. He never gonna leave me alone. It's always gonna be an issue. So says he hits John while John is sitting down, and everybody's stuff is on the ground. Everybody's stuff is getting smushed and thrown around and put. That would have pissed me off because Shake said like he had $900 shades that got messed up. Like, come on, like what are y'all doing? So Chase is still popping it with John. Like he's getting pissed off. John is in the front of the bus. Chase is in the back of the bus, and I was just like, this is just too much. This is just too much. Um, so Shadi decides to take it upon himself to because they're sitting next to each other. But Shadi is like in his position, like he ready to go, and knowing that John is like not John, but Jade is just sitting there like, okay, okay. I think I just love how like nonchalant Jada is. It's just like it is what it is. I mean, oop, the hood's coming out, but it just kind of is what it is. Like we gonna do this, so we not. So Jada, I mean, Shadi tells Jada like, you know, um, are you like are what like are we beefing? Like, do we have an issue or whatever? And Jada said something that I definitely agree with. I'm just sitting here. If I had to beef with you, then I would be fighting you. Like if I had to beef with you, I would say something to you. Something that is really getting on my nerves with Shadi is like I get it. You don't know if you need to keep your head on a swivel or not, and I definitely get that. But I think the thing that is really pissing me off and kind of annoying me a little bit is the fact that if somebody let him have an issue with you. You know what I mean? Like if you don't want to have an issue with Jada, then why do you I don't just shut up. That's what I'm trying to say. Shut up. Shut up. If he don't have an issue with you thus far, then why do you have an issue with him? Why don't you just close your mouth, okay, and be grateful that he hasn't popped you in it in the seconds, in a couple seconds. But it was just so weird, like weird and whack to me. I'm like, girl, shut up, shut up. And like Jada is like, stop asking me if I have an issue. Do you have issue? Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? You know? And I get that. Like, that was the same thing where people, they were kind of saying like, oh well, in the beginning, they're like, Jada and Noel's issue was like kind of like Jada's fault, and I'm like, no, it's not Jada's fault. Jada was saying the exact same thing. If y'all have an issue with somebody, if you want to have an issue with somebody, then walk up to them and say, I have an issue with you. Don't ask them if they have an issue, because that's what Noel did. Does anybody have an issue with me? And they were like, okay, well, Noel, who do you want to fight? Well, I don't want to fight anybody, but I'm just asking. So if you don't want to have, if you don't want to fight anybody, then why are you saying something? If you don't want to fight Jada, Shotty, then why are you saying something? You being weird. You're being wacky. You're being weird. Um, yeah. So it's weird to me. So, anyways, they get it figured out. They're like, no, I don't want to fight you. It's not a big deal. It's not an issue. And Shotty is just constantly talking, constantly talking. And Jada's like, okay, like, are we done? Like, is it over? Like, are we still having like dialogue about this? And then I think Shotty felt like a little bit embarrassed and was like, okay, oh, are y'all ready to go to that party? Because I think that Shotty was trying to like put on, and like, Shotty is scared that he's gonna have to leave if he stops fighting Jada. Because Jada is his storyline. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I hate when they say storyline on the show, but Jada is his storyline, and he will not stop it. So, anyways, they don't fight on the bus, thankfully. It just wasn't that big of a deal. Island Boy's like, my leg is messed up, so I'm glad Jada got a little chew toy. In the meantime, before he and I really get to start banging. On the other bus, Stace, Blue, Tremaine, and John the Don are over there, and they popping it. Stace is popping it. John's like, look, I'm finna get you, Nick. I'm finna get you. It's finna be some. I don't know what happens because the show ends. But when I tell you that the preview looks like John headbutted Stace's back into next or last Thursday, not even next Thursday, because that would be the future. Into last Thursday, it looked like Stace had something impaling him in his chest. It was insane. Stace, I need you to stop. I really do need you to stop. Like, for your safety and for me as a viewer having to watch this bullshit, I need you to stop. It's getting annoying at this point. Just shut up. Anyways, so that was the end of the review. I actually liked it. Cozy, you can go and come home. You can go and come home. Just DM me. I give you the address. You just come home. I mean, I know the show was obviously already filmed, but it's just he's even boring. Like, he ain't saying nothing in the scenes and stuff. Like, he ready to go. He just out of place. Like, and you out of place too. Your teeth is missing. You are kind of cute. Shoddy, once you stop fighting Jada, you gonna be out of place too, because you really don't have anything else other than Jada. So you can go ahead and come home too. Um, I hate to say it, but like the beginning of the season, I was like, Shek needs to go. Shek, honestly, I mean, Shek is kind of like a fly on the wall, but Shek gives more to the story than them. You know what I mean? I don't know. Tell me what y'all think about it in the comments. I like the season. I'm not gonna say I don't like the season, but I do feel like they need to send some boys home, and I think that this time they need to actually send them home. Anyways, all right, y'all. Bye.